Hi guys, welcome back to the latest episode for Descendants of Nonsense. Got a good one for you today. A little bit dark, a little bit interesting. Well, hopefully very interesting, but you know what I'm saying. Scotty, how's it going, mate?
Oh, going good, thank you. Going good. I'm ready for interesting darkness.
How you been this week? Enjoying the hot weather?
Nope, I fucking hate it.
Do you?
I despise it. Feeling sweaty and grimy all day. Absolutely hate it and can't sleep properly.
I can get behind that. However, I'm also very unhappy when it's cold. So,
Yeah, I feel like there's so much more you can do when it's cold. You can just put on more layers, wrap up warm, and it's fine. When it's hot, you can't take off your skin.
that's true.
It's just,
That's fair.
it's not like better outside or inside because inside is shade all the time, but outside, like you've got the hot, humid air, and it just pisses me off.
It's true, and I like to. I mean, you can judge me on this if you want. I kind of like to. I manscape is the word I believe it's referred to as. So
Mm.
when it's like, don't get me wrong, on my top half, I have little bits of hair, like very little, short hairs, if anything. So I try and keep on top of those, and I try to shave regularly. But when because I like to shave regularly, it can, I know it's part of like in my brain now, it's kind of like the moment I feel like itchy or anything like that, I have to keep on top of it.
Yeah.
So I can often get sore sometimes. And when you're sweaty as well, it's so fucking uncomfortable. But I hate body hair, to be honest. I mean, in most places anyway, I can deal with like armpits and that, that's fair enough. But you know, when I think it's due to like trips to the swimming baths as a kid, to be honest. You know, there's always fucking old guys with like the wearing a carpet on their back and that.
Mm.
It's disgusting. It makes me feel sick with the thought of it, to be honest. I
Yeah,
hate it.
well, I can definitely get behind that. And I think it's a reasonable, I don't know, quirk to have, I guess. But I feel like most people would be in the same situation. And like it helps with cleanliness as well. So I'd say it's a good thing to do.
Can, can get a bit sore, I can tell you that.
Does it get itchy as well when you
Um,
sweat?
Not so much itchy because, as I say, the bits that I tend to shave. I mean, I try to keep on top of my arms as well. That's mainly due to like tattoos and that as well. But do you know it's really funny? I always miss. I don't know how I do this. Whenever I shave my arms, I always miss one fucking section. So there's always like about 7 or 8 inches on my arm. Don't
Well,
uh, that are literally just covered in hair, and like the rest is smooth as anything. And also, the reason I hate the heat is because call me vulgar if you want, but there's nothing worse than a sweaty crack.
yeah, sweaty crack, mate.
I thought you were
One
going to
of the
show me,
things.
then you literally just moved your chair.
As
Then
I
you're
just
like, no, no, no.
readjusting. No, I just thinking. One of the things that I both love and hate about Britain in hot weather is you get so many like skinny lads walking around with nothing but shorts on,
Mm.
and it's like it don't want to see you. Nobody wants to look at your scrawny arms. I mean, I don't get my scrawny arms out. So why are you doing it? Why are you walking around no shirt on? There's kids around.
That's true. I don't like seeing
You don't
people
want to
walk
see your
around topless.
disgusting, I don't know, dirty, hairy bodies. As you say, you don't want to see people's fucking hairy nutsackers that walk around here.
You know, it is. I think in England, we have a problem where people at a certain age, this isn't referring to those skinny young lads, people at a certain age, and they just think, fuck it, my quality of life's gone. I'm going to ruin everyone else's as well. So you'll get like older people and that, like, when I say older, talking, we really hate old people on this podcast. When I'm talking like
You hate
early
old people.
fourth, early 40s, from that, anyone who's been through a midlife crisis tends to not give a fuck, and they'll just strip off and just walk around like it's still like the 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm saying that anyone who's 40 now in the 80s would have just been born. So, but
Yeah, well,
no,
they're ruining our quality of life, so fuck them.
it's true. It's true. All right, so I didn't think I'd start the podcast talking about sweaty cracks, but there we go. We move.
Sometimes that's the way you've got to go. Otherwise, you don't get things done.
True. No one can accuse us of being scripted, can they?
No, I mean, we are a little bit scripted because I did write down sweaty bum cracks before we started. It's just you didn't know it.
It's just coincidence. It's your internet history.
I just felt you'd go that way, to be honest.
Okay. All right. So for today's episode, we're moving off bum cracks now. All right. And onto a different kind of crack. No, I'm joking. We're not talking about crack today. So
That's another episode.
I'm not spending an episode on crack. No matter what type of crack it is. There's no positive crack. I suppose the Irish refer to crack as a bit of humour, don't they? But it's spelled different, isn't it? It's spelled like crake. All right. So for this episode, stop thinking about cracks. For this episode, we are going to be assessing urban legends and urban myths. How do you feel about them?
Excellent. Well, you know me, Dan. I'm a connoisseur of anything urban.
I've just realised something, and it's taken me 10 minutes to realise this. This is the first episode we've done where you're wearing glasses.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, because I've been painting some of my Warhammer today, and because you have to hold them this far away from your face.
Do you care to show the viewers? Bear in mind, I can see everything you're doing in your mirror, by the way. Please bear that in mind.
Yeah, you're welcome. Look what I'm doing. It's not really worth showing, to be honest, because I've only painted one layer.
Well, us and the other novices
Here,
didn't know how many.
This is one I made earlier.
What is that?
Bro, focus. Know what I mean?
What is that?
It's a boar with armor on.
Okay. Not the first time you've been called a boar.
Well, it'll be the last time I'm called a pig, I'm telling you now. Anyway, yeah, I'll be painting, but holding this far away from my face. My eyes lose focus, so I have to wear my glasses.
Is that a little hobby of yours then?
Yeah, a little. Expensive though.
Really?
Mm.
What's expensive about the paintbrushes?
No, well, the paint.
I was joking. It's not really a paintbrushes, I'm guessing.
Like,
oh, look at that.
That's one paint pot.
Mm.
That's £4.
Oh, £4 for one pot.
Yeah. You can get them about £2.50 when they go on sale, but.
Oh, is there an official paint shop?
You can buy whichever paints you want, really, but I buy straight from Citadel, who make. They do the official Warhammer paints.
Oh, good lad. Shout out.
And then the models themselves are stupidly expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Expensive when you've got to paint them your fucking self.
Yeah.
That's lazy. I'm sorry. Nothing's more expensive before it's been made.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. You imagine loads of like Chinese workers would be put out of work if we started adopting that motto. No, let's not live like we live in fucking IKEA.
Mate.
If I'm buying something, I want it already done.
No, that's not how this works. They don't get maximum money if they do all the work for you.
Well, they should do. I'd be happy to pay for something expensive if it's been fucking done. I don't expect it to be more expensive for me to do it.
No.
Where's my labour costs?
They milk the hobbyists like a bull trapped on a table with a hole in the middle. There is no escape.
You know, Chinese workers are going to be fuming.
They're already fuming. Pollution there is horrible.
That's true. That's true. Maybe you're
So-
doing some good, painting your own balls.
I'm actually saving lives.
Okay, fair enough.
Spending all this fucking money on plastic models.
All right. Let's forget about the cracks. Let's forget about the bores. All right. Although they are interesting. I've found a site which claims that there are 30 urban myths that are completely true. All right. Now, they're only short stories, but I want you to break down if they're plausible and if you could get behind that. Okay. Not get behind them literally, but you're raising your eyebrows now. I can see, but obviously viewers can't. So and again,
Well,
puts me
also,
off.
yeah, they do not know if you're telling the truth or not. So
What do you mean? You think I'm making these stories up?
you could say that I'm raising my eyebrows. You could just be trying to divert
Oh,
attention away from
stop
yourself.
masturbating.
Okay, I'll stop.
Oh,
Didn't think you'd see that one.
it's that mirror. All right. So, you ready to evaluate some of these stories?
Ready? And also, like I said earlier, my nan's watching you.
You said that off prior to recording, so
Yeah, but now everybody knows that I've told you twice.
get that picture of your nan down, and we'll all have a glimpse.
You're a perv on my nan. Fuck off. Carry on with the urban myths, legends.
Just know that when I'm looking at you, talking to you, I'm actually looking up there.
You got fucking good eyes, mate. 'cause I've got
Hey. All right, let's crack on. Let's start with the story of Charlie No Face. That's his name. Okay.
Oh God, okay.
All right. The tale of Charlie No Face is an example of one of those true stories that gets wildly twisted in each retelling. The facts are, in the early 1900s, a Pennsylvania boy named Ray Robinson, bit of alliteration there, was electrocuted by a trolley wire, resulting in lifelong disfigurement. Specifically, most of his facial features melted away. After that, he was ostracized, and stories about his disfigurement grew more and more preposterous as the rumor began to spread. Today, the people of Western Pennsylvania insist that Charlie No Face, whose nickname remains a mystery, has become a radioactive, glowing green man type figure who haunts an abandoned freight tunnel. But the truth is, he was just a guy who experienced an unfortunate childhood accident. All right. Do you think it's plausible? First of all, do you know what I've just realised? They call him Charlie No Face. It literally says his name right there. His name's Ray Robinson. Do you think Charlie No Face, what's the possibility of him haunting where did he haunt? An abandoned freight tunnel. Is that freight or freighter? What do you think? Is it plausible?
God, I don't know, because they then it said that people had seen a glowing green man, but I figure if he was still alive and glowing green, he probably shouldn't be alive.
Maybe you and your mates at fucking Citadel have been painting him.
Nah, I wouldn't paint something alive. They move too much. My hands aren't that steady as it is.
That sounded so sadistic. You'll only paint them if they're dead.
Yeah, I've painted a few dead people in my time.
Okay. A scale of 1 to 10, how plausible is it that Charlie is still green and glowing and haunting?
One being not plausible at all.
I wouldn't fucking do it the other way around, would I?
I don't know.
Who does one?
You might be really weird then.
No.
That's what I've got to ask, mate.
I am really weird, which it reinforces my point though, that no one would do it out of 10, with one being the most likely. That'd be fucking ludicrous.
Ludicrous. I like some of his music.
Okay.
I think it's plausible enough. I'd give it like a 7 or an 8 because probably
He's still fucking green, glowing and haunting.
not the green glowing. That he's
No.
like that someone saw him in a bloody freight tunnel one time and like there was weird lighting, but mate, he's not fucking haunting the place as a
Well, that's
glowing
not the
green
claim,
guy.
so that's what you're judging. Stop judging the other bit.
Stop judging the facts.
Yeah.
Don't give me the facts then.
Well, I have
give me the
to.
facts.
That's the point of urban myths. They're
No.
loosely based on facts.
Very fucking loosely, Jesus Christ.
I don't want to fall out on a on a podcast, although that'd make a good episode, right?
Falling.
So don't start fucking singing Fallout Boys. Though.
Maybe this guy's immortal.
Maybe he's
I don't know. Okay. If I'm not allowed to judge it on facts, then
you are, but don't judge that bit.
It's a 1 because there is no glowing green man haunting a fucking tunnel. If he was haunting anyway, he'd haunt the place where he's electrocuted, right? Makes sense, doesn't it?
That's fair. All right. Colonel Buck's recurring tombstone stain. Passerby are often keen to point out the oddly shaped mark resembling a... Hold on, have I missed some? No, I haven't. Apologies if anyone saw that. I just burped. I do apologise. Passerby are often keen to point out the oddly shaped mark resembling a leg that stains the tomb of the former Justice of the Peace. That's because rumour has it Colonel Jonathan Buck ordered a young woman to be put to death for practicing witchcraft. Allegedly, her leg rolled out of a fiery blaze, and in retaliation, the witch put an eternal curse on Buck's final resting place in Bucksport, Maine. How likely is it?
One.
You better not give all of these a 1.
Mate, that seems like a really shit curse, though, isn't it?
Do you not believe in witches? But you paint them.
I kind of believe in witches, but that's a really shit curse.
No, why is that? No, she's just a shit witch. Well, she must have been because she got caught. A shitch.
She was a shitch, and it was a shit curse, but that makes me just not believe it.
The fact that she's shit at her job means that she didn't do it in the first place.
It means that it's so shit that some Derek made it up. It was, no.
Okay.
Shit curse, don't believe it.
I feel sorry for her. She's dedicated her whole life, and death even, to witchcraft.
It's a short life as well.
To witchcraft, and you're doubting it. In saying that, do you know something? When we do, and I'm sure, I don't know if we've ever done one. I know I've done one before, but do you know when we do episodes on conspiracy theories? One that I genuinely believe in. I'm not a mad conspiracy theorist, but one that I can really get behind. Not that the moon landing didn't happen, but that it didn't happen in 1969 when America claimed it. I don't believe that trip happened. I'm not going to go into that too much, but what I would say is if Mr. Armstrong, Mr. Aldrin, and even who's the other guys, was it Michael Collins? I think it was, stayed in the ship. If all those people have dedicated their life to the study of space in general, and then trained hard to be an astronaut, dedicate their whole life to this, and some cretin like me discredited everything they'd done, I'd be raging. So I do apologise if it's real, but it's not. So I don't apologise.
You're going to make your fucking mind up. You're going to apologise or not?
No.
Because you can't apologise and then rescind it. You've already apologised.
No, I didn't.
Fuck, you better apologise for that confusing apology. I would agree, though. I would say the moon landing definitely happened, but with how conveniently everything was like perfectly filmed, I just don't. Yeah, I don't believe that much of it.
You ever seen some footage?
Well, yeah, they show
dodgy.
They show little bits, don't they? And it's
It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. If anyone who watches that footage believes it's real, fuck you. I'm telling you. If you want to believe in it anyway, that's fine. But believing it after watching the footage, I don't get it. The footage isn't even. It's not questionable that it's fake. It's honestly not even. Even if they did do it, I think the footage at least is fake. I don't think that's deniable because it's shaky at best. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it with everything that they're able to achieve now,
Mm.
the moon landing. I mean, you can't dispute that they landed on the moon because they're able to do so much more now. But I agree that everything that they've done to try and prove they did it when they did it, it doesn't stand up very well.
No. All right. So you gave that one a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, the first two, both ones.
Although it could, no, this is urban legend. What I would say about that one is it literally could be that someone has heard this story and they continuously paint a leg on there.
It could do. What a waste of their time.
So this one, I don't think this is an urban myth. I feel like this one genuinely happened, and it's possible that it still happened. It's possible that it's still there. So I suppose it is an urban myth. Reptiles living in city sewers. Have you ever heard this one?
Yeah, I mean, we must have heard the jokes when we were little about there being alligators in the gutters.
Well, do you know where that stems from?
No, tell me.
I'm not even going to read the story here, although if I'm wrong, actually, I'm not apologising. It's my podcast. Fuck you. Right, so in the early 1900s, Americans, a lot of our viewers are Americans. I can't say anything bad. Sorry, guys. I'll say sorry to you. Just not you fucking fake moon landing guy. So in the early 1900s, a lot of Americans used to own alligators as pets. Now, once alligators, it became like a phase, a trend almost, and it caught on pretty rapidly. But then people began to realise, the more and more people got them, realised that they were pretty dangerous. Who'd have thought it? Pretty dangerous creatures, alligators. So a lot of them were literally just let loose, and a lot of them, turns out, a lot of them did use the waterways in the city. That's literally how they survived, which means a lot of them went into sewers. That's fact. That did happen. However, where the urban myth comes in is there have been some sightings since like the 1920s that alligators still live in the sewers of New York City. Would you get behind that?
50-50. I'd like to believe it's not true.
5 out of 10 then.
Yeah, but it's I push it up and say a 6 because the alligator crocodilian like species, they're extremely survivable animals, so I bet they could live there if.
Did you say
they weren't
survivable?
No.
Survivable.
Survivable, yeah.
Is that a word?
Survivable, yes, it is.
Fuck off.
You fucking look it up now, son.
Survivable. No, but I understand where you're coming from because, well, again, you can't argue they've been around longer than any animal on the planet. So
yeah, they are literally the descendants of dinosaurs. Are they still classed as dinosaurs?
Are they descendants of dinosaurs because they were around at the same time as dinosaurs?
That's what I was just saying. Like,
you fucking said it. No one else. You said that they were descendants. I don't think anyone's ever called them a descendant before. I don't think they're related.
You butt in before I continued. That's what's going on here.
That happens a lot. You'd be shocked how many times that happens.
Yeah, because they're still mostly the same species as they were many, many millions of years ago, but they're just not as big as they used to be.
You telling me dinosaurs fucked crocodiles?
I'm telling you that the crocodiles fucked dinosaurs.
Oh.
And lived to tell the tale.
No wonder they're so survivable.
So don't turn my survival into a bubble. Don't you mock me. Look. Captain America I am.
Oh, are you supporting the viewers, are you?
Well,
Right.
he might be the best hero because he's all American. So let's go.
So you're giving it 6 out of 10 that alligators live in the sewers of New York.
6 out of 10 alligators licking the sewers, yep.
Fucking hell. No, Dan. All right, that's fair enough. At least not a 1 out of 10.
Well, we'll see about the next one.
Right. The next ones I'm going through this about a moon landing, so. Oh, it's mad.
Yeah, I'll give you 1 out of 10.
All right. This one's mad. And I can believe it, but it just shows how mad the government are. The government stealing dead children for science. Kind of in the flurry of testing after World War II, after the US had dropped the first atomic bomb, scientists want to determine the effect of nuclear radiation on human flesh. In a series of tests known as Project Sunshine, the subjects were deceased children, specifically stillborn babies whose parents were probably not notified about how their children's bodies were experimented on. What do you reckon?
Does it say which government was doing it?
The American?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's probably 7 out of 10. There's more far-fetched conspiracy theories out there. I mean, consent to use organs and things when you're dead came about not too long ago, to be honest. I'd imagine to avoid stuff like that happening. It probably wasn't illegal at the time that they did it. I don't know. Just very unethical.
That probably still goes on, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, governments have the resources of the countries and they can do whatever they want behind closed doors, really.
Especially the American government, let's be honest.
They're all very shady. Yeah.
That's nothing to do with our listeners, by the way. Love America.
Unless you're part of the government, in which case, who the fuck are you and what the fuck are you doing?
And in saying that, if he said, he doesn't mean that. If you want to come on as a guest, by all means, just email me at descendantsofnonsense@gmail.com and we'll get that sorted out for you.
That's true. Book your fucking ideas up, right? Give us some intel.
Book your ideas or book your appointment. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. You better choose appointment. The FBI's watching all of us.
Do you believe that?
Especially Dan.
They're on to me, mate. If you've seen my internet history, that's not an urban myth. That's straight up fact.
Well, they have been sending encrypted messages to me, but I figure it out straight away.
All right.
Your name's in all of them.
Little Scotty Turing.
Yeah.
Encrypting all of them, are you? Well, decrypting, should say. All right. What are you getting that 1 out of 10? Plausibility? Sadly, I reckon that one's pretty high.
8.
Fair enough. By the way, if you give a 10, I don't think you're allowed to, because otherwise you're literally confirming it happened and you're not in a position to do that.
I don't know. Maybe I am.
I don't think you are. Can I ask you a question? Why do scales go out of 1 to 10 then? I suppose can't go out of 0 because then you're saying literally impossible.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah. But then if we say 10, we confirmed it does exist. But therefore, the stupid part of my brain when it should be at a 9 then. Now I thought, well, 9's the max, so it still means it exists.
Well, if it's a rank of plausibility, then it's just like how likely it is.
Okay.
Or how likely I think it is.
All right.
So we're dependent on my calculations in my dome.
All right, it's fair enough.
Big calculations, by the way.
Oh, this one's horrible. A corpse rotting a hotel's water supply. You know how sometimes water at your hotel room just wait there, the first line, the water at your hotel room tastes downright disgusting. Who the fuck's drinking their shower water?
Yeah, it's not meant to be
What
consumed.
the fuck?
Fucking idiots.
I'm not blaming those people at the hotel, even if they did have a body there. Well, it's not
Yeah.
entirely outside the realms of possibility. There might be a dead body in the supply in the water supply, contributing to less than desirable taste. Stop fucking drinking it then. It's rumored to have happened in Los Angeles in 2013 after days of guests complaining about a terrible smell that emanated anytime they turned on the shower. Not to mention the terrible taste. Their management checked, and it's reported that a body was found. It even gives a name. As it's so recent, I do apologise for anyone listening, but it's the body of someone called Eliza Lamb, they say, or Lisa. They say it's been her body was there for 2 weeks. What do you reckon? Do you believe that? And do you know what? Because that's so recent, I don't know why that's on the thingy. Why that is on urban myths. That's harsh. That's so recent. I'm not going to ask you to judge that in case it's true. Still have family and that alive.
Mm.
That's why I don't mind. I have a rule when we do one about serial killers. I try not to do them about serial killers that are still alive, because that kind of gives them credit for their work. Whereas, like, if they're dead, they kind of defeats the purpose. That's kind of my rule anyway.
Yeah.
Disagree with that?
No, I wholeheartedly agree.
All right, good lad. That's sad, that one. I don't know why that one's on there. But what I will say is, completely regardless of that story, stop drinking your fucking shower water.
Yeah. If they're having a shower and a bit gets in your mouth, then that might make sense. But it sounded like people were purposely drinking it.
When I was reading some of that, because I'm just taking snippets out of these because I can't read all of it, it sounds like it's when people are brushing their teeth in the shower. Do you do that?
Brush your teeth in the shower.
Yeah. That's
It's
disgusting,
never even
isn't it?
crossed my mind.
That's disgusting. I can't even imagine it'd save time either, because you're still doing two jobs. If you're in the shower, you should be showering.
Yeah,
If
if you're not
you're,
actively showering, then you're wasting time.
yeah, so it's a waste of time anyway. So stop brushing. Stop. Whoever's fucking doing that? Stop it. Don't brush your teeth in the shower.
We've got one.
Come on.
There's one person who's gonna watch this. Like they're gonna leave it on the toilet seat or something with the fucking laptop open, and they're gonna be brushing their teeth in the shower.
When you said on the toilet, I was going to say people aren't saving time whilst on the toilet in a rush, are they? Brushing their teeth whilst on there.
Well,
Ooh.
if you're doing that, tell me, does it work? Does it save time?
That's sick. I could just be
Then, yeah, they're still brushing their teeth with a toothpaste. They're not using the shit. Or are they?
I can't believe people are doing that. That one's in 2014. I'm going to skip that. All right, one here from the 1980s that should be okay. I don't know details. If it says any names, I'll just ignore them. Parents often reassure their children that the bogeyman doesn't exist, but on Staten Island in the 1980s, it was very real. Cropsey would drag children from their beds carrying a bloody axe in the crook of his arm. It even gives a place on Andre Rand the man likely to be responsible was a man called Andre Rand. He's dead now, I think, so it's all cool. But not for him, but you know what I'm saying. He worked as a janitor in a school, which specialised in providing services for children with disabilities. That's horrible, isn't it? He was later suspected of kidnapping more children. Oh, fucking hell. He literally went round the houses of this place, kidnapping them. Well, remember, these are rumours, just because I think the rumour stems from the fact that there were missing children and one man was accused. Looking at this, what do you reckon? True or false? Did the man?
Okay. Well,
and he was actually nicknamed the Bogeyman.
For the Americans out there. I think it's pronounced Staten Island. I think.
What did I say? Staten.
Staten. Yeah, I think it's Staten.
You heard of it?
I think a film or a series.
When about the bogeyman, was it?
Thankfully not, because I probably would have had nightmares. The bogeyman is usually just like a general stay away from dangerous people. Make sure you lock your door so you don't.
Might be
get
remember the first
buggered.
one, the first story, the glowing green man.
he might
probably
be
him again,
the
innit?
actual bogeyman. But yeah, bogeyman is just usually used to refer to anyone dangerous because you're.
Sorry, I do apologize.
No?
Fucking first man in the door on a podcast, sorry.
I like the idea that we're talking about the bogeyman, and it's just this is your way of turning attention away from yourself so we don't catch you.
He's fucking entered me. Jeez, well, no.
Ooh.
Hello,
You can't see what's going on below your chest.
Oh god, I've not got coronavirus honestly. It's just. Oh, I am drinking Monster. Actually, the Monster's inside of it. Oh god. Oh, God. There's a wrestler called the Bogeyman. You're not interested in wrestling anymore, are you?
I used to be. I remember the Bogeyman.
Remember him?
He was quite cool. Yeah.
He used to come. He was freaky as fuck. He would
Very
wear
freaky.
like moss and that all down him, and he'd come down. And his theme tune like started with, "My name's the Bogeyman, and I'm coming to get you." And he'd just come down with loads of worms in his hand, and he'd just fucking eat them all.
Yeah.
Like, oh god.
Bogeyman was one of my favourites for a little while because of that.
Yeah, he was a shit wrestler. Absolutely awful.
Yeah, but it was the gimmick, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I miss wrestling having gimmicks like that. It's not the same. Sorry, your nan's looking at me.
God, I'd probably watch it again if it had more gimmicks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. What'd you give that one? The Bogeyman was he was around Staten or
Staten Island.
Staten. Fucking hell, Dan. Oh god, I had a speech impediment when I was about 7 years old. I think it's come back to get me.
If it comes back on your birthday when you hit 27, then
27, you cheeky bastard. I'm not 26 yet.
I know, but you've got 2 years to go, Dan. If you hit 27 and on your birthday you have a speech impediment again, you'll know that you've had a 20-year break and life's just about to get a whole lot harder.
Oh god, look at you telling everyone details about it. I don't think I've ever revealed my age on the podcast before.
Well,
Don't know my name.
I'm 17.
Just for all, to be fair to you, I don't think it's fair if I tell them your age. But what I will say is I am 25 years old and we were in the same year at school.
Yeah, so it'd be weird if I was actually 17.
Yeah, I mean, so they know my age. They can they know my name. They can probably guess where I'm from, going by the accent. So thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Come get you.
You bastard.
Well,
the Bogeyman's coming to Birmingham, people.
It's the Bogeyman and the FBI. They're both on your case. So,
who's gonna win?
Hopefully, they'll get each other.
That's a plot for a movie, isn't it?
I don't know.
The Bogeyman, the FBI. It's a race between time. Right. What did you give that out of 10?
I don't know. I'd say I'd probably give it like a 1 because I'd say
you can't give that the same as you gave the fucking the witch. Come on.
Well, yeah, because they're saying it's the Bogeyman, which is some sort of monster, when what it probably was like some sort of child trafficking ring or something.
Fucking fair enough. I'm just having a look now.
If anyone watches from Staten Island, I hope you're not involved in the child trafficking ring.
I'm skipping through these, and one of them's called "The Man Who Became a Pair of Shoes."
Go on, do that one.
Do you want to hear this one?
Yeah, good.
George Parrott, also known as Big Nose George.
Oh, fucking hell. This
They've
is a joke
fucking
one.
done this guy over, you know. He was hanged in 1880s for being a raucous outlaw with a penchant for a horse thievery. Okay. Supposedly, a physician was assigned to study George's brain in order to root out the cause of criminal activity. And bizarrely, he decided to use George's skin for a number of crude purposes, including making him a new pair of shoes. No way did someone do that. And also, it said a physician. Is that a physician's job? Would that be a physician's job?
Well, I guess physician really just accounts for anyone who's a medical professional. So
Or is it called a physician? Because you don't. I'm gonna fucking annoy people here with my science. Surely that's more chemistry and biology than physics. That not fair?
you know what? Yeah, look at semantically that what you said makes sense, but I think it's just because it was I guess an old term that was translated.
That's fair. By the way, if anyone's watching, first of all, fair play to you. Second of all,
You're a lad.
don't have to be.
You also may be a gal, or nothing at all in between.
I feel. Do you know?
You just dig a fucking hole when you start saying you love that, don't you?
We've discussed ghosts before on this podcast, and I feel like I can see a slight face in your bedding in the background.
A slight face.
Yeah, right next to your what would be your left shoulder. I feel like I can see a ghost. Right, there you go. There's a clip in itself. I might clip that up.
If there was a ghost, mate, just
he'd fucking know about it, wouldn't he?
Exactly. You get fucking done, son. So I'm spinning all around here.
All right. Did George's physician turn him into a pair of shoes?
I mean, I want to say I'm going to give this a 7 because I really hope so.
It'd take a big piece of skin to turn someone into shoes, you know.
Mate, I really hope that happened.
Bastard.
It's fucking funny. Mate, if my options would be to buried, burned, or turned into shoes, I'm going for the fucking shoes, man.
Made for walking.
At least someone would walk many miles in my shoes, literally me shoes.
Fair enough. I wonder if that happens. That'd take a lot of skin though to do that, you know. You'd have to flare off quite a bit of skin, like a big patch. Surely they'd know. Other physicians and that, because surely it wasn't just one person.
This is like a team of crackhead like surgeons.
And one cobbler.
One cobbler, one tanner. Fucking hell.
Well, did Big Nose George get turned into shoes? Yes or no?
Yes. Do you not fuck it? I'll give that one a 10. That happened. It definitely happened. I hope so. No disrespect to you, George, but
Big Nose George has been dead.
Just for the sake of the laughs.
You can't give it a 10. Now 10 just means you really believe in it.
Yeah, it means I believe in it 100%.
Right.
I think the plausibility is that it basically happened. It's heavy worded.
All right. So this one, I'll tell you what, I'll make this the last one. These are the jet black squirrels of the Midwest. The rumor is, do you know Mr. W.K. Kellogg?
As in the cereal guy.
Yep, the cereal guy. Fucking hell.
That's worth cereal bummer.
Anyway. Come on, bit of respect.
Respect for Kellogg or the people he bummed.
To anyone involved in the cereal industry, I apologise on behalf of him. All right.
The cereal bumming industry, you fuckers.
That's the CBI you're talking about. The rumor is that W.K. Kellogg imported black squirrels in an effort to eradicate red squirrels, a species that apparently he detested. How plausible is that? First of all, anyone, if you've got a minute, I didn't know these things existed. Google jet black squirrels. They're pretty cool.
Well,
Did Mr. Kellogg do that? Why is the cereal guy importing fucking squirrels?
I don't know, to be honest. I think what would his motive be? Like,
He
if,
didn't like them.
I know it said he detested them, but would that really be enough for someone to try and import an invasive species to eradicate them?
If
Does
pigeons
anyone
died
detest
out
animals that
tomorrow, I
much?
wouldn't be bothered.
Why do you hate pigeons? Because there's shit everywhere.
I hate all birds. I'm scared of
You
birds.
just hate birds. Oh,
It's my
God.
one phobia. It's my one phobia. Birds.
You're afraid of birds.
Yeah. Mm. Unfortunately so.
So if anyone, you couldn't join the army then, because if someone shouted duck, you fucking shoot yourself.
Fucking way!
Oh shit. Well,
But,
I think,
go on.
I think I'm gonna give that a 5 because it's was this like when he'd already established the Kellogg's company? Does it say?
Where else has he got the money to buy a fucking load of black squirrels?
Well, this is it. If it was at the time when he'd already got some money going, then sure, it might have happened. If he really hates animals that much and he's got the money and no one's going to stop him, then fine. But
I've got two things to add on the back of this. Firstly, in regards to the squirrels, well, not just the squirrels, Mr. Kellogg, and what you referred to about him doing it when he is rich. Do you know, life would be so boring if you was rich. I imagine. Do you know that? Have you ever seen the movie Hostel? I imagine things like that go on. I reckon they're true. When you are that rich, anything's a possibility in life. You can do anything you want. So it would not surprise me if things like that actually go on, like these big cults and that like that almost encourage murdering and do it actively. I wouldn't be surprised if cults like that exist for the rich.
Well, this is
life would be so boring.
There's a couple of films that touch on the idea that people who are that rich can get pretty much anything they want, and so what they really want is to pay for things that they can't get.
They shouldn't be able
legally.
To. Yeah. Also, the other thing I wanted to touch on is me mentioning pigeons. Pigeons are the bird I'm scared of most, and as we've told everyone, I'm from Birmingham. Now, I was speaking to someone the other day who everyone I meet calls my phobia ridiculous. But first thing I'd like to add is, fuck you. All phobias are ridiculous. That's the point. A phobia is an irrational fear. I know I shouldn't be scared of them. However, I am. I don't know why. I think it's because I watched the movie The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock when I was really young, and it really fucked my head. So cheers, Dad. But there was. So I had a conversation with someone last week, and they said, of all birds you're scared of, pigeons are the most. I thought, I'm in Birmingham, you fucking cretin. I don't get many falcons flying through here. I've never been walking through Birmingham and there's been a bald eagle or something flying over my head. It doesn't happen.
You're fucking sick though.
No, it wasn't.
Not for you, but
yeah,
just for me.
What's your phobia?
The only real one I've got is spiders, like probably the most common one.
Do you know, I know in this day and age we're supposed to, especially when you talk about mental health with men and that, you're supposed to, like the expression man up is being tossed about a lot and it gets a lot of stick in this day and age. But what I will say to you is fucking spiders, are you joking?
Do you know what? I think it is? It's not because I find them particularly threatening. They're really creepy. Like, their design is just fucking creepy as hell.
You've
All
seen
these like
eight-legged
spindly,
freaks.
hairy legs, and like how they just creep around, and then as soon as they spot, they fucking dart off like lightning speed, and they've got fangs. Like what fangs?
Oh, Scott,
For a
hold
bug.
on. Hold on. The Guinness Book of Records are calling me. Apparently, that's the most times ever creepy was used in one sentence.
Well, that was creepy timing. So
Have you ever seen Eight-Legged Freaks?
Yeah.
That's a good movie, that is.
I quite like that film.
That's a good movie. I was speaking to someone the other day and I speak a lot in case you haven't realised. The
Yeah, don't shut the fuck up.
horror movie. Should we do a silent podcast? Is there a podcast in sign language? If anyone's listening, don't fucking steal that idea. I'm going to learn sign language. That's what I'm going to do. That's genius. Although you couldn't exactly put it on Spotify or anything, you'd have to do it on YouTube.
Yeah, it'd be.
No offense.
But
If
there
you got,
must be
did you get that joke? Did you get it?
video only podcast?
Yeah,
What?
couldn't exactly.
I wasn't really listening to it, to be honest, because I was thinking.
See, it's working already.
Fuck's sake. Well, I already know a little bit sign language.
Next week's episode's
Secret.
the fuck was that? Next week episode's gonna be a silent episode. I've decided. Do you think that'd work? That'd
mean, you're not
either
going to do an
have
episode?
0 views or that'd take off. That'd get thousands actually. The first ever silent podcast. We'd treat it as meditation. So why am I contemplating this? Is that stupid? Am I ridiculous?
Yes and yes, but it just might work. It's so crazy that it just might work.
It's like, do you know, a lot of people do. I watch my recent thing that I enjoy doing. I enjoy watching Dragon's Den. I go on YouTube and watch some of her pitches, and people seem to be really happy when they've found something that they'll go, no one else in the world does this. Well, they see that as a positive when really there's probably a fucking reason no one's ever done it. And no one ever considers that. See? Silent podcast coming next week anyway.
It might work. You've just got to have all the things in place to make it work.
We'll treat that as a meditation session or something. Scott, we need to do this at some point. All right.
Well, you're saying next
That's
week,
fine.
so let's do it.
It's either going to be really stupid or genius, and I can't decide which. Well, there's an expression about genius and stupid, isn't there?
I don't know. I'm not a genius, so
There is that thing about saying that if something's stupid but it works, it ain't stupid.
yeah, if it's stupid but it works, it's not stupid.
Well, we've all got some calling in life, and maybe mine is to make silent podcasts.
Yeah, it might be to avoid the thing that you do most, which is talking.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
and
silent
you can't
pod-
exactly do a wanking podcast, which is what you do second most.
Oh, come on.
Oh, see, he's already making cum jokes now.
Mm.
Like I say.
I'm glad you got that. Yeah. Another form of podcast coming soon. I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that.
Wanking podcast.
Maybe that's my calling. That's my calling. The end of a podcast is your climaxing. That's
Well, it'd be shit if that was the first part of the fucking podcast. What would you do for the next half an hour? Shame.
That's true, actually. Just
Shame.
crying. Oh god. Fair enough.
Mate, that's too real.
All right. Fantastic. I'm very happy this episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Scott, I am barred if you enjoyed it, mate. I've had a good time.
Good. Yeah, well, I'm glad that it doesn't bother you, but just to let you know, I did enjoy it. It was a good time.
Showing off a bore.
I'm glad we can do the same thing next
All
time.
right. So to the viewers, goodbye. To Scott, goodbye. To Scott's nan, hello. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a good week. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.